Hey guys, how's it going? Welcome to my channel. So in today's video, I'm going to be showing you guys how to remove the door handles on a Lexus IS. Mine is a 2017, but it also works for these years. So before we can remove the door handles, we're going to have to remove the door panels on the inside. So let me go ahead and start with that process. Alright guys, so to start this off, the first one I'm going to go ahead and remove is this little rubber stopper. There's a Phillips screwdriver. There's a Phillips screw right inside. So I'm just going to go ahead and pop that out. And then you're going to need a little pry tool because right behind this door handle, there's actually like a little panel that sits flat. So we're going to get kind of back behind that. We're just going to pop it out. And it is a little firm. So let me see. There we go. Pop out that panel, and right behind that, there's also going to be a Phillips screw. And then in this door handle right here, on the back, there's actually like a little plate. So we're gonna get a little pry bar. We're gonna get the little pry tool, kind of stick up in there. I usually go from the top and then kind of pull it out forward, which then pops right out. And inside of that is gonna be 2 silver screws, also Phillips. So for holding on the door panel, those 4 screws are the only things you need to do. However, I'm just gonna go ahead and pop off this trim piece that has the little window switch because we do have to unplug that before we can pull the door panel off. So if you come over to the leading edge of it, you can stick a little pry tool up underneath the edge and just push straight up, and then it just pops up, and then you're just gonna go ahead and pop it all the way out. And then you can kind of flip it up. There's a little plug where you can see a little lever on the left side. You just push it down and it just unplugs just like that. And then you can go ahead and set that aside. So now for removing the door panel itself, we're gonna come over to the bottom and you're gonna either use your fingers or a pry tool, and you wanna get kind of like under the edge of the plastic, between the plastic and the metal, and there's gonna be like little kind of tabs throughout. So we're just gonna go ahead and pull on that and it'll actually just pop out, and it feels like you might be breaking it, but as long as you have these 4 screws out, you're perfectly fine. Let me start with the little pry tool. There we go. And then you're just going to go ahead and work your way all the way around. Alright, so once you've done that, the whole door is just sitting on a little piece right here. So we're just going to go ahead and lift straight up, and then you can pull it off. There we go. So there will be plugs on the back side, so let me go ahead and move the camera so you guys can see that. Alright, so what we're going to have here is, on this side there's going to be one little plug right there, so it's going to go ahead and unplug that. There's these little cables for the door lock, or for the door lever. So what we're going to do for these is actually going to pop it out, and then the little ball just comes right out of there. Do the same thing to the other side, pops out. Oop, kind of dropping the door panel here. There we go, and then that'll come out. We're gonna have a plug down there for the light, and then there's just that other one right there. There we go, just like that, the door panel is removed. Alright, so in order to remove the door handle, it's going to have to be from inside, but if your window is down, you are going to have to put it back up. So what you can actually do is take your little window switch, you can plug it right back in, turn on the auxiliary, and then you can raise your window. And there we go. Alright guys, so next we're going to have to remove this kind of pink plasticky film. And once you peel it back, you're going to notice that there's this nasty kind of goo on the backside. You can use a real razor blade, or I'm using like a little plastic razor blade. I'm just going to go ahead and cut some of that goo away, because we're going to have to peel this back. And then once we're done, we're just going to be able to reapply it, just kind of squish it back on. And then I'm just going to stick these, because these cables are actually holding a lot of tension, so I'm just going to go ahead and wedge them kind of down behind some other cables down below just so they stay out of the way. But you're just going to need to access this little panel right here. So once you pull this down, I'm going to show you guys up inside and show you what it looks like. But before we do that, we're actually going to pop off this little plastic cover on the end of the door here. There we go. Just going to pop that out. And then there's going to be a T30 screw just sitting right up in here. So I actually have a Torx screwdriver set, link in the description down below so you can pick that up. But it's going to go right in here in the end, and I'm just going to go ahead and unscrew it. There are little plastic stoppers, so the screw will not come out all the way. You'll just unscrew it, and then at some point you'll feel no resistance, and then you know it's stopped. And then you're going to come to the outside of the door, and you're going to kind of wiggle on this little piece right here. And if it doesn't come out right away, maybe the screw needs to come out just a little bit further. There we go, and just like that, it's removed. It's the same exact process on the other side, except the other one does have like the locking mechanism inside, but the removal process is exactly the same. So once you have that removed, let's go ahead and go back to the inside of the door, where I'll show you guys what to do next. All right, so next we're gonna come up in here in the door, and we're gonna notice is there's this little tiny hole right here. Sorry, I'm kind of blocking the light. Right there, and there's a little white tab. You're gonna push the tab to the left, and then you're gonna be able to unplug this entire thing right here. All right, so once you kind of pop that loose, there's gonna be these two little pieces on the other side that kind of also have to come off. But then once that comes out, it looks just like that. And there's that little tab up in there, which you can kind of see. But once you have that out, you're gonna take this little yellow lever, and you're going to swing it kind of open. And you'll make sure you kind of pop it all the way out. There we go. And now we're gonna go around to the outside and take off the door handle. Sorry, so once you're out here, that cable is actually for the kind of touchless. On the back side, it's not gonna have that, but you're gonna actually pull it towards the back of the car just a little bit, and then it's gonna swing out. There we go, and it just swings right out. Just like that, the door handle's removed. So now let me go ahead and show you the process for the back door. Alright guys, so just like the driver's side, the back door is going to pretty much be the same process. There's a little cover right here in the door handle that you're just going to go ahead and pop out. It's going to pop out exactly the same way. There we go. I'm going to pop that out. And then there's also going to be the one behind the door handle. So we're going to go ahead and pop that out. And then we're just going to go ahead and take out the little rubber stopper. And then the two screws here, and then the screw behind the door handle. And just like the driver door, we are gonna have to take out the little panel that has the window control lever. So we're just gonna go ahead and get a pry tool up under the edge of that. I'm actually gonna start from the back since there's a little bit more room. And it's just gonna pop straight up and out. There are just tabs holding it on. And then we're just gonna go ahead and unplug it and set that aside. Just like the driver door, there's gonna be little tabs all the way around. So we're just gonna go ahead and pop it out. And then it's gonna be sitting along this top edge, and then we're just gonna hinge it out, up and off. There we go. And just like that, the door panel is removed. All right, so next we are gonna peel down this plastic stuff. There's gonna be like the same goo. Just use like a plastic razor blade or a regular razor blade. You can just kind of cut that off. There we go. So on the end here, there's gonna be 3 Torx 30 screws. So I'm just gonna go ahead and take those out now. And then once we take out all 3 of those, right here, there's actually gonna be a little plug. And on the top side, there's like a little tab. So we're gonna push the tab and pull that straight out. All right, so this is what we just pulled out. So then this locking mechanism, as well as this like white part, you're gonna actually have to reach up through the hole, up behind it, and you're gonna pull it straight back and out. And then the whole unit will just kind of drop down. There we go. And right up in there, let me see if I can get a light. All right, there we go. You can kind of see it up in there. There's gonna be a Torx 30 screw as well. All right, so just to the right of that Torx 30 screw, once you unscrew it, there's gonna be 2 little tabs, and you can't really show those now, but you're just gonna essentially get them pinched together, and then the whole thing can just slide right out, because actually this little back piece right here, which is already kind of wobbly because we took out the screw, so all you're gonna have to do is just push in those 2 little tabs, and it'll pop right out. All right, so now I have the piece off. You can kind of see those 2 little tabs right there that have to push together so that the whole little unit can just pop right out. So now we're gonna go ahead and move on to the main door handle. So just like the front, we're gonna take this little yellow lever. We're gonna pull it all the way out. I'm going to go back to the outside of the door. We're going to pull the whole thing kind of back this way and then swing it out. And just like that, the door handle's removed. But if this video helped you guys out, definitely go down and hit that like button and let me know if it actually helped you out. If you guys want to see more videos, especially with my Lexus and disassembling anything or pretty much being able to replace stuff, I'm doing a bunch of how-tos on it. I'm currently in the middle of wrapping it, so doing all kind, like disassembling everything. So definitely click that like button, hit the subscribe button so you can see all the other videos to come. But as always, guys, thank you for watching.